Have you ever wondered why some people keep growing, learning, and reinventing themselves, no matter their age or circumstances, while others get stuck, repeating the same patterns year after year? Why do some people seem to absorb new skills, ideas, and opportunities like a sponge, while others struggle to change, even when they desperately want to? Maybe you felt it yourself. You start something new, maybe a language, a skill, a business, or even a relationship. At first, you're excited. Everything feels fresh, possible, alive. But then, slowly, the excitement fades. You hit a wall. You start to doubt yourself. You wonder if you're too old, too late, or just not talented enough. The world tells you you can't teach an old dog new tricks, and you start to believe it. But what if I told you that the real secret to lifelong learning isn't about talent, intelligence, or even hard work? What if the key is something much simpler, much older, and much more powerful? A mindset that the Japanese have quietly practiced for centuries, and that modern science is only now beginning to understand. Today, I'm going to reveal the Japanese secret to lifelong learning, the philosophy of Shoshin. This isn't just another productivity hack or motivational slogan. It's a way of seeing the world that can unlock your potential at any age, in any field, no matter where you're starting from. But before we dive in, I want you to do something. In the comments, write the one thing you've always wanted to learn, but never started, or started but gave up on. Make it public. Make it real. Because the journey to lifelong learning begins the moment you admit you're ready to begin again. And if you're new here, subscribe to the channel. This is a community of people who believe it's never too late to grow, to change, and to start over. Let's begin. We live in a world obsessed with experts. Everywhere you look, someone is claiming to have the answers. The top 10 secrets, the ultimate guide, the proven formula. We're told that if we just follow the right steps, we'll become masters, gurus, authorities. But here's the paradox. The more we chase expertise, the more we close ourselves off to real learning. We start to believe we already know enough. We stop asking questions. We stop making mistakes. We stop being curious. This is the trap of the expert mind. It's the voice that says, I already know this. I've heard it before. There's nothing new here for me. It's the mindset that kills growth, creativity, and possibility. Contrast this with the way children learn. They don't care about being experts. They're not afraid to look foolish, to ask dumb questions, to try and fail and try again. They approach the world with wonder, curiosity, and humility. And because of that, they learn at a speed that adults can only dream of. The Japanese have a word for this mindset: Shoshin, the beginner's mind. It's the attitude of openness, eagerness, and lack of preconceptions. Even when studying at an advanced level, it's the secret that allows you to keep learning, growing, and reinventing yourself, no matter how much you already know. To understand the power of Shoshin, let's go back to 17th century Japan, to the world of Zen monks and samurai warriors. There was a famous Zen master named Shunryu Suzuki, who once said, in the beginner's mind, there are many possibilities. In the expert's mind, there are few. Suzuki noticed that his students who approached meditation with a beginner's mind, open, curious, humble, made far more progress than those who thought they already knew what to expect. But Shoshin wasn't just for monks. Samurai warriors practiced it on the battlefield, knowing that overconfidence could be fatal. Artists, poets, and craftsmen embraced it, understanding that true mastery means always being willing to start again, to see with fresh eyes. The story goes that a young samurai once visited a master swordsman, asking to become his student. The master poured tea into the samurai's cup until it overflowed. "Why did you do that?" the samurai asked. The master replied, "Your mind is like this cup, so full of your own opinions and knowledge that nothing more can fit in. Before I can teach you, you must first empty your cup." This is the essence of Shoshin, emptying your cup, letting go of what you think you know, and being willing to learn from every person, every experience, every failure. Modern neuroscience is finally catching up to what the Japanese have known for centuries. Studies show that the brain is far more plastic, far more capable of change than we ever imagined. But here's the catch. The key to unlocking this plasticity isn't just practice or repetition. It's mindset. Carol Dweck, a psychologist at Stanford, calls it the growth mindset, the belief that abilities can be developed through dedication and effort. But Shoshin goes even deeper. It's not just about believing you can improve. It's about approaching every moment as if you know nothing, as if you're seeing the world for the first time. When you adopt Shoshin, your brain becomes more receptive to new information. You're less likely to fall into cognitive biases, less likely to get stuck in old patterns, more likely to make creative connections. You become a better listener, a better problem solver, a better learner. But most importantly, you rediscover the joy of learning, not as a means to an end, but as a way of being alive. If Shoshin is the key to lifelong learning, why do so few people practice it? Why do we cling so tightly to the illusion of expertise? The answer is simple. Certainty feels safe. When you believe you know the answers, you don't have to risk being wrong. You don't have to face the discomfort of not knowing. You don't have to admit you're a beginner. But this safety is an illusion. The world is changing faster than ever. Skills become obsolete. Industries disappear. The only way to survive and thrive is to keep learning, to keep adapting, to keep emptying your cup. Yet most people resist. They defend their opinions, protect their egos, and avoid situations where they might look foolish. They choose comfort over growth, certainty over curiosity. But here's the truth. Every breakthrough, every innovation, every leap forward in history has come from someone willing to say, I don't know. Let's find out. What if being a beginner isn't a weakness, but a superpower? What if the willingness to start over, to ask questions, to make mistakes, is the very thing that sets lifelong learners apart? Think about the most successful people you know. Are they the ones who always have the answers? Or the ones who are always asking better questions? Are they the ones who cling to their expertise? Or the ones who are constantly reinventing themselves? The beginner's mind is a source of creativity, resilience, and adaptability. It allows you to see opportunities where others see obstacles, to learn from failure instead of being crushed by it, to stay humble in the face of success. In Japan, there's a saying, fall down 7 times, get up 8. This is the spirit of Shoshin, not just starting over, but starting over with enthusiasm, with curiosity, with hope. Let's bring this philosophy to life with a story. In 2011, after a devastating earthquake and tsunami, thousands of Japanese people lost everything. Homes, businesses, entire communities were wiped out. But in the aftermath, something remarkable happened. People of all ages, children, adults, elders, came together to rebuild, to learn new skills, to start over from scratch. One man, Hiroshi, was a middle-aged office worker who had never built anything with his hands. But when his town needed new homes, he volunteered to help. At first, he was clumsy, slow, and embarrassed by his lack of skill. But he approached each day with Shoshin, with humility, curiosity, and a willingness to learn. Over time, Hiroshi became a skilled carpenter. He helped rebuild dozens of homes, taught others what he had learned, and discovered a new sense of purpose. He later said, I thought I was too old to start over, but by emptying my cup, I found a new life. Hiroshi's story is not unique. All over the world, people who embrace Shoshin, who are willing to be beginners again and again, find themselves growing, adapting, and thriving in ways they never imagined. So how do you actually practice Shoshin in your own life? How do you empty your cup and become a lifelong learner, no matter your age or experience? Step 1, admit what you don't know. The first step is humility. Make a list of the areas in your life where you feel stuck, bored, or overconfident. Ask yourself, what am I missing? What could I learn from someone else? Be honest about your blind spots. Step 2, ask more questions. Children learn by asking questions, lots of them. As adults, we stop asking because we're afraid of looking foolish. Reverse this trend. In every meeting, every conversation, Every new experience, challenge yourself to ask at least one genuine question. Step 3. Seek out new experiences. Routine is the enemy of growth. Try something new, a class, a hobby, a language, a trip. Put yourself in situations where you're a beginner, where you have to learn from scratch. Notice how it feels. Embrace the discomfort. Step 4. Learn from everyone. The expert mind says, I can only learn from people above me. The beginner's mind says, I can learn from anyone. Treat every person you meet as a potential teacher. Listen deeply. Be open to surprise. Step 5. Celebrate mistakes. In Japan, mistakes are seen as opportunities to improve, not as failures to be ashamed of. When you mess up, reflect on what you learned. Share your mistakes with others. The more you normalize failure, the faster you'll grow. Shoshin isn't just for learning new skills. It's a philosophy that can transform every area of your life. In relationships, approach your partner, friends, and family with curiosity. Don't assume you know everything about them. Ask new questions. Listen as if you're meeting them for the first time. This keeps relationships fresh, alive, and growing. At work, no matter how long you've been in your job, there's always more to learn. Seek feedback. Volunteer for new projects. Mentor others and let them teach you in return. The best leaders are those who never stop learning. In creativity, every artist, writer, and musician knows the terror of the blank page. Shoshin turns that terror into excitement. Instead of fearing the unknown, welcome it, experiment, play. Let go of the need to be perfect, and watch your creativity soar. Of course, practicing Shoshin isn't always easy. The world rewards confidence, not humility. Our egos resist being beginners. We fear judgment, failure, and looking foolish. But every time you choose Shoshin, you build resilience. You become less attached to your identity as an expert and more open to growth. You learn to enjoy the process, not just the outcome. Remember, the people who change the world are not the ones who know it all, but the ones who are willing to learn it all again and again. Imagine a life where you never stop growing, where every year you become more curious, more creative, more adaptable, where setbacks become stepping stones and every ending is a new beginning. This is the promise of Shoshin. It's not about being the smartest person in the room. It's about being the most curious. It's about trading certainty for wonder, expertise for humility, and comfort for growth. In a world that's changing faster than ever, the ability to learn is the ultimate superpower. Shoshin is the key that unlocks it. Now it's your turn. In the comments, write the one thing you're ready to learn with a beginner's mind. Make it public. Make it real. Let this be your first step on the path to lifelong learning. And if you found value in this video, subscribe to the channel, share it with someone who needs a fresh start, and join our community of lifelong learners. Remember, the world will keep telling you to be an expert, to have all the answers, to never look foolish. But the real secret to growth, happiness, and fulfillment is to stay a student forever. Shoshin is not just a philosophy, it's a way of life. It's the courage to begin again every day, no matter how much you already know. So empty your cup, ask more questions, try new things, learn from everyone, and never ever stop growing. Thank you for watching. If this video inspired you, subscribe, comment, and share it with someone who's ready to start over. Remember, it's never too late to learn, to change, and to become the person you were meant to be. Your journey begins now. See you in the next video.